How's it going, everybody? Really excited to see our guys get this opportunity this week against the Bengals. They've been working really hard this offseason, and I've said it before, but Sunday is their reward, and they work really hard in practice in their meeting rooms. And looking forward to go see them put their best foot forward, especially a lot of guys that haven't had a chance to play in the preseason. With that, I'll take any questions.
Clint, just how are you feeling going into your first regular season game as coordinator?
Yeah. I feel great. I'm more worried. I'm worried about our guys' feelings. I want them to feel at their best, and Coach Zimmer is doing a great job of getting them fresh, getting them to game day at their best. So I'm really appreciate him giving us that chance to have some scrimmages last week, and then kind of get their legs back the last couple days.
Have you figured out where you want to be, either up in the booth or on the sideline when you're calling?
Yeah, I think we'll be upstairs this week.
You tried the field, I think. What do you think the advantage are of either situation or being up?
Yeah, after doing them both, just like being up there, being able to see more, just having the whole field perspective in a more quiet and calm environment.
Clint, when you have a quarterback who's been in the league for like a decade like Kirk, do you expect that at a certain point of his career right now where he wants more ownership of the offense and what you guys are doing together, I guess more autonomy, is that something that when they get to a certain point as a veteran that's what they seek out?
Yeah, and he's earned that. He deserves that right, and has a lot of input, a lot of daily input, and he's just a huge part of he's been a big part of building our offense in the off season and growing it here in OTA. So his input is critical every day.
A lot of guys have talked about that, not just Kirk, that they value how much input you've listened to. Is that a big priority for you to take in ideas and communicate with guys about that?
Yeah, it's not about who's right, it's about what's right. We got a lot of veteran guys that I have a lot of respect for, and I have built relationships with, and I want to do what they do best.
Is that ever tough? Because I feel like we've had this conversation with offensive coordinators before who they want to do things their way, where it's more fitting the players to what they do instead of trying to look at that give and take. Like how natural does it come to get that give and take between what you want to do and what you think they do best or what they do want to do?
I think the easiest way to say that is when we turn the film on after practice and we find out what we're doing well, that's what we want to major in. So just definitely taking some input from everybody, and our coaching staff including Coach Zimmer. And when it looks good on film and our guys are executing at a high level and they have confidence in it, those are the plays we're going to ride with.
A lot of people have said that you're taking ownership of the offense, this version of the offense. But have you talked to your dad, or how much do you lean on him?
Yeah, no, I do every now and again. I don't know why that makes me smile, because usually when I hear from him, it's like, "What the heck are y'all doing?" Those type of thing. But he's been great. No, he's always a positive influence, giving tips, giving advice. Lean on him daily, but obviously lean on our coaching staff daily more than anybody.
What is he doing right now?
He is in Texas, and he's fishing, mowing the grass, watching some high school ball games. Probably watching the Andy Griffith Show right now, if I had to guess. So that's just that or Sanford and Son, one of those two.
TV guy.
Yeah.
I think we asked you about this in the spring, and I think it was at the time he was going out to Omaha, so he's clearly finding time to fill with what he'd be doing out here. Do you think it's hard now that he's gotten through his first preseason away in a while? Is it hard for him to stay away from the game?
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I know you have to ask him, but we're definitely keeping in close contact. I, Coach Zimmer, and the assistant coaches.
Did you tap into any other resources other than your dad about just what it's like being a first-time play caller and talk to people who've experienced that?
Yeah, I think always, and that's not just this year, but just the relationships that you build working in the NFL and working in college football, always seeking advice from people that have been there before.
Did he weigh in on you going upstairs at all, preference-wise, and what do you like better about being upstairs? I know you said it's calm environment and everything, but it's something that maybe might have surprised you.
Yeah, no, he didn't really weigh in on that too much, but I just thought it was important to do both in the preseason. So I'm glad I did, and had that input from Coach Zimmer as well. Make sure you try both. And we had different assistant coaches in the box as well in the early games, and then move them down. So we wanted to find our best fit. I think we found it going into Cincinnati.
Klint, with Chris being so brand new here, what's like a realistic role that he could potentially have on Saturday? Just limited practice time.
He's been a quick study. Really been impressed with the hard work he's put in. He's really working hard to get everything down. And Coach Perrotti's spending a lot of time with him. We're going to have a role for him, and we just got to keep getting him reps at practice and getting him ready. It's more on us. He's putting on all the work himself, but we got to do a good job of giving him a good menu that he can go play confidently in.
As a play caller, how difficult is the preseason? Because I'm sure you're keeping it pretty basic. You're not showing your hand, and that could probably impact just results on the field because it has to be so basic.
Yeah, I think the main thing was just there's so many different guys in the game and trying to juggle who's how many reps this guy's getting before he's out, and how many plays did this halfback get before the next guy gets in, and what personnel groups are you out of now that these receivers are out of the game. So I think that was a challenge, and but it was great because we got a lot of guys opportunities, a lot of different quarterbacks, a lot of different wideouts and halfbacks, offensive line. Everybody got their turn.
Where does tight end rank in terms of toughest to onboard new players in a short amount of time?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'd say that they're probably one of the more difficult ones because they're so detailed in the pass and run game. But great news is that Coach Perrotti, we worked together for a long time, and he's got a lot of knowledge in this system, and is able to get these guys up to speed quickly.
From last year, Kirk has instant chemistry with Justin Jefferson. When a quarterback and receiver have chemistry, where does that sort of show up in the game?
Yeah, in the critical moments, when the chemistry comes to play, when things are hectic and you're just looking for your best guy to get the ball to, and it doesn't matter what the coverage is, what the defense is bringing. When those guys can kind of lock eyes and have that nonverbal communication, you build that in practice, but you see it come to light in the critical moments of the game.
Hey Klint, in all your years of football, how much of an unknown is there for week one? You can practice and have a game plan and be ready, but you don't really know until you're going to get out there. How much of an unknown is there?
Yeah, there's way too much film to watch on the opponent, so you can kind of drive yourself crazy on things that they could do. I think that's why it's just so important we stick with what we do well, and just distribute the ball to our best players.
Justin was saying that the Bengals are a pretty heavy man coverage team with blitzing defensive backs like Mike Hilton and Von Bell. What are the challenges that come with coordinating that kind of offense?
Yeah, I think it goes back to the rules and the things we've implemented in the off season. Definitely gonna have to beat man coverage every week, but it's nothing. Nothing that we haven't worked through. We've seen a lot of different pressures from Coach Zimmer, and just a little bit different scheme this week. But our guys they're ready to go.